everyone. Please rise for our first song. Sing Grace of the Holy Garden.
Grace filling me with golden light, measureless blessing divine. God gives eternal life to me, perfect rejoicing is mine. Glorious the song ringing in my heart, for my Father above. Gratefully I give, offering to Him triumphant glorious love. Joy surging like an ocean wave, flowing so deep in my soul. Hope rises as I go in praise, knowing that man will be whole. Glorious the song ringing in my heart, for my Father above. Gratefully I give, offering to Him triumphant glorious love. High, limitless, eternal life, touching the top of the sky. Praise filling every part of me, blessing that never will die. Glorious the song ringing in my heart, for my Father above. Gratefully I give, offering to Him triumphant glorious love. You've chosen me to do Your will, thankful I vow to be true. I'm pledging in my heart of hearts, Father, my life is for You. Glorious the song ringing in my heart, for my Father above. Gratefully I give, offering to Him triumphant glorious love. Glorious the song ringing in my heart, for my Father above. Gratefully I give, offering to Him triumphant glorious love.
Thank you, everyone. All right. Our next song will be Pass It On.
Takes us far to get a fire going, and soon all those around can warm up to its glowing. That's how it is with God's love. Once you've experienced it, you spread His love to everyone you want to pass it on. What a wondrous time is spring, when all the trees are budding, the birds begin to sing, the flowers start their blooming. That's how it is with God's love. Once you've experienced it, you want to sing. It's fresh like spring. You want to pass it on. I wish for you, my friend, this happiness that I found. You can depend on Him. It matters not where you're bound. I'll shout it from the mountaintops. I want my world to know the Lord of love has come to me. I want
Please be seated. We'll now have our weekly update.
Hi, this is Carrie with your weekly update. Let's start with some words from our true mother who recently spoke in Thailand.
태국이 21년 동안 가정연합을 핍박했어. 그런데 어떻게 돼서 이런 복을 받을 자리가 됐을까? 이 나라를 대신한 식구들의 탕감이 있었기에 이 나라가 복을 받을 수 있었다 하는 거 알죠? 그렇다면은 그 복을 받은 사람들은 위하여 사는 참 사랑을 실천해야 돼. 주고 또 줘도 부족한 마음으로 사랑하는 마음. 그러면서 지금의 모든 문제를 해결할 수 있는 것은 가정 이상 완성이야. 그러니까 앞으로 세계에는 종교나 사상이나 문화나 모든 것이 참 부모로 말미암은 하나의 세계가 될 수밖에 없다.
The Youth and Young Adult Ministry presents Hyojung. Join us for a weekend in New York City with True Mother and other youth and young adults from across the nation. This gathering, which includes a prime spot at the Madison Square Garden event, is designed to strengthen our identity as young unificationists and to make a deeper connection with our True Mother. Join us from July 14th to the 16th in the heart of New York City for a weekend experience of fellowship, enrichment, and inspiration. Find out more and register today at familyfed.org and click on the Hyojung button. We hope to see you there.
Hey guys, you probably saw the ticket video last week because they've been flying off the shelf, which is awesome. But there's still been a few questions that people have been phoning us about. What if you don't live in the United States? Can you buy a ticket too? Of course. If you live in London, you can come. Or if you live in Ireland, yes, you too can buy a ticket online. Or from Scotland, from Germany, or even from France, no problem. Go to peacestartswithme.nyc. Okay. You will get your voucher, and just like I said last week, you can exchange that either in one of the communities or at the door. No problem. Here's you getting to the United States really quickly, in time to greet True Mother when she gets here. There's a certain number of people that have been calling in about how to make a donation. No problem. You too can donate. Just go to peacestartswithme.nyc and there's a donate button right there. Finally, how to invite a friend. Maybe you're thinking, should I invite a friend? Shouldn't I invite a friend? Look, here's you 3 weeks later having invited a friend to Madison Square Garden. Here's you having not even tried to invite a friend to Madison Square Garden. Hey guys, we're really looking forward to seeing you. So please come, purchase your reservations right now online before they, sell out. If you can, please offer something, donate, and also make sure to invite as many friends as you can. We're really looking forward to seeing you at the garden.
From June 19 to July 4th, a group of 120 American CARP students are in Japan and Korea engaging in Divine Principle study, leadership training, and a pilgrimage of key sites in Unificationist history, and efforts to connect more deeply with true parents and build relationships with CARP Japan. They also had luncheon with True Mother on June 30th, where she shared some words with them. You can follow their journey on the blog at carplife.org.
Hi everyone, my name is Hannah. I just joined the Praise Dance team and I'm really excited. All the dancers in New York and New Jersey are practicing and working really hard as well. And I just wanted to encourage you who live out of state to learn the video and the dance moves so that you can dance with all of us at the finale at Madison Square Garden. It's going to be a lot of fun and I hope to see you there.
Wow! Yes! This July, Mother Moon is coming back to New York City, hot on the heels of the 35th wedding anniversary of the Madison Square Garden blessing. And to celebrate and honor those couples who started their journey to build world peace, we're giving away the ultimate wedding anniversary gift. You guessed it, it's a $15 Starbucks card on us. Just kidding. We're giving away
A trip to Hawaii!
Yeah! This is awesome! How do I win?
Well, you can't, because this is for the couples who were there that day. So if you were there, all you have to do is take a photo of you then and a photo of you now and upload it to your Instagram or Facebook account with the hashtag #PeaceStartsWithMe. And if your parents were there, you can enter on their behalf by posting those photos to your social media account with the hashtag #PeaceStartsWithMe.
Well, Nance, I guess we may as well just enjoy it while we're here.
Thanks for watching. God bless, and see you next week.
Nice to see you all. Everyone have plans for July 4th? No? Yes? Someone excited for the fireworks? Yes? Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, thank Heavenly Parents for giving us this opportunity to enjoy each other and enjoy our family members on July 4th or every single day. We're really blessed to have those opportunities to just enjoy life, right? So anyway, now I'd like to take an opportunity to introduce some guests. So if you'd like to introduce yourself, bring the microphone to you and then you can say hello. You want to say hello?
Hi everybody, I'm Amy Vetterly and this is my brother Mike Vetterly. We are from Madison, Wisconsin, and we decided yesterday that we really wanted to see if there's going to be a service. No, it's still here. And we'll be around for the next couple of days.
Hello everyone, my name is Savannah and I came here with my daughter today and I was invited by a good friend and a co-worker, Miss Jerry, and her family invited us, so I'm excited to hear the service and just to be here and just to praise God with brothers and sisters of Christ.
My name is Zachariah, and Jerry invited me too, and I'm just excited to be here and to worship and to hang out and to hear a good service. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here. All right, so now we'll just take an opportunity to say hello to each other. Haven't seen each other for a little bit. So go ahead and stand up and introduce yourselves.
Video. Did you see my daughter in the video? No. Everybody, how you doing? Hey, come on, this week, me and you two, we're heading down to the thrift shop. We're getting some quiet shirts. You got it. Come on, you in? Well, we're I'm just going to do that. I'm going to shop for you, and we'll bring you next week. I'm not going to say no to the first shirt. No, right? No, every darn guy before the summer, man, he's going to be wearing a I'm getting close to that color. Shirt too. I went because I felt sorry for you. I was afraid no one was going to come. It turned out. Yeah, I miss you. No, we talked about
They should serve cake and eat it.
All right, if we can slowly make our way back to our seats.
I got down close to the curb, it's like, whoa, and down. And so I get off, I went 58 to go east to go home.
Please make your way back to your seat.
I turned off on Highway 38. The car, it was a mile long, trying to get to the light. So my daughter went to start.
It did come out right, and I could zoom in.
All right. Please join me in prayer. Thank you. Dear Heavenly Parents, thank you so much for this day, for these beautiful people here, Heavenly Parents. We really ask that you can move us, Heavenly Parents, and move the spirit world around us so that we can really inspire this world, Heavenly Parents, and we can do more for you, Heavenly Parents. We're so grateful for having the freedom and the possibility to just enjoy life and enjoy the people around us and do goodness in this world, Heavenly Parents. We're so grateful. We really ask that you speak through Pastor Mike today, and we're so grateful once again, and we just want to show you that gratitude, Heavenly Parents. We offer this and pray this in my name, Joelle and Justino Alvish, of Los Central Family, Aju. Please help me welcome up Pastor Mike.
Morning, everybody. I would never have bought these mics if I knew that you had to wait like 5 seconds after turning them on before they actually work. I didn't know that was a thing, but yeah. Oh well, live and learn, I guess. Anyway, it's really great to see you all. Thank you all for coming today. It's a beautiful Sunday, and I just feel so grateful to be able to share it with all of you. I have a service today titled Having Your Cake and Eating It. And there's a cake up here, but that wasn't actually planned. It just There's an anniversary celebration today, but I didn't realize that we were doing this. So that actually worked out really well. But I just want to say a couple things before I start. First of all, I'm just really grateful for so many different things. Today is Joelle's last day as our MC for a while, at least. And yes, I really appreciate Joelle so much for her bright spirit and her smile. I'm sure there's days when she comes here, she doesn't really feel like it, but she does it anyway, and it really makes a difference. And for me, my experience, and with the baby coming and whatnot, they're going to be busy. So, and we have a new MC coming. I will talk about that later. And I just also want to thank everybody for our meeting that we had last week talking about the lunches. And, I just really felt a lot of heart. People really want to keep our lunches going. I know it's not an easy thing for families to make the lunches every week for everybody. But I was really inspired by the fact that everybody wanted to continue it. So many people signed up last week to keep it going. There are still a number of spots, especially in November and December. So if you haven't signed up, there's a little sign up in the back. And especially ushering, there's lots of spots for that. And a few spots for cleaning. And then I also just want to thank everybody for welcoming the Love family. Andrew and Uyanga and their kids, they felt so much welcomed. They felt so much welcomed by the community. Many people went out of their way to invite them to their home. I never asked them to do that, but they did it out of their own desire to do it. And anyway, they said they left on Friday, but they said that they'll be back most likely in September for good. So I'm really grateful for that. Anyway, yes. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Pastor Mike, and my wife and I are the pastors here at the church. And today, like I said, my sermon is titled, Having Your Cake and Eating It. And I titled it this way because there's a very popular phrase that maybe some of you have heard. The phrase is, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You all heard that phrase before? Okay, very popular phrase, right? This is actually an English proverb. First time it was used in recorded history was in the 1500s, so it's fairly old. But it essentially means to do or get two good things at the same time, often things that are not usually possible to have together or to not get. I guess that makes more sense. And it's usually used in the context of, well, you can have one thing, but you can't have the other thing. You can't have your cake and eat your cake. You have to do one or the other, right? And frankly, there's something that's always really bothered me about this proverb or this saying, something I've never really liked about it, because it's often used in the context of, well, you can't have this and that. You have to choose one or the other. And I've never liked that. I've always felt like, why can't I just have both things? Yeah, exactly, right? So this actually comes up quite often for me in Adonia, doing what we do as pastors, but also just in everyday life. I'll just give a few examples here. You can't take a drive for 13 hours with 4 young children and expect to make it in one day. This came up last week. I drove to Missouri, and I drove back with 4 kids, and everybody was like, you're not going to make it, you're going to fall asleep, you're going to go insane. And I was like, no, I'm going to do it. How about also, like, you can't be an effective pastor without a seminary education? Gotten that a few times. You can't be a young pastor and relate to the challenges of the older generation. You can't live next to the church and separate your personal and public life. And have any of you heard the acronym PK? PK, do you know what that means in the context of like pastoring and family and stuff? Preacher's kids. Preacher's kids. Preacher's kids are notoriously well known for being very rebellious and not following in their parents' footsteps, et cetera, right? You might know a few yourself. And so, being sort of a preacher's kids myself, I have to, kind of defeat that stereotype also. But there's also some that just come with life in general, right? Some that I've kind of run into over my life are, you can't have a happy family and also have a lot of money at the same time. Or maybe for religious people in general, you can't believe in both religion and science. And also you can't be both religious and wealthy. Now, I bring this up because we oftentimes in society, we look at subjects from like it's either possible or it's not possible. It's either this or it's either that. And we oftentimes don't notice that sometimes there is something in between, or there's a third option. And I just want to share with you a quick video in a minute. I had the opportunity to watch a recording from a pastor that I'm good friends with in California, Reverend Thompson. Some of you may know him. And he gave a message about this kind of topic. And he was talking about how Jesus, in the Bible, he talked a lot about turning the other cheek and walking the extra mile and taking the coat off of your back. And he kind of puts an extra spin on it. And I want to share with you, he's talking a little bit, because these are phrases that we hear a lot. I don't know if we always realize that they're from the Bible, but they are. For example, this Matthew 5:41, if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with them 2 miles. So this phrase, go the extra mile, comes from that. And I want to share with you a short video, a 2-minute video of Reverend Thompson talking about this point.
Alternative. If they want to take the shirt off your back, give them your coat too. Okay, next one. Walking the extra mile. It says, if anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with them 2 miles. That sounds like turning the other cheek. It sounds like wimpiness. Until you realize the Romans were allowed to get anyone to carry their military pack. Anybody. I can say to you, Zinky, here's my pack. But you're only allowed to carry it 1 mile. The law was, you have to carry this for me 1 mile. And the Romans were ruthless to each other. If the Roman soldier broke the law, the hierarchy were ruthless to him. So it was very strict. You can have somebody carry your pack for 1 mile. So what does Jesus say? Carry it the extra mile. Go 2. So I give my pack to Richard. Richard, carry this. And at the end of 1 mile, he's supposed to put it down. Okay, I did my piece. But he says, no, I'm going to carry it a 2nd mile. Now the Roman soldier is in trouble. He's in trouble with his military hierarchy. So Jesus, once again, is giving a third alternative. There's not just one way or the other way. There's also a way that you never thought of. So the Jewish people, when they heard Jesus say this, they knew exactly what it meant. And they were amazed at the teaching that, wow, yeah, we can get one over on the oppressors. Not just get one over, we can also get some dignity back. This is a way for us to be dignified. And as I've been telling you the last few weeks, everybody in the world...
Right, so he was about to say everybody in the world is looking to, basically for their dignity, to be heard, for people to recognize them. So anyway, yeah, he goes on. It's a very good message. If you want to read it, it was just last week's message from the Bay Area. You can find it on their Vimeo page. But the thing that I really liked about this message is that sometimes we think that there's only certain choices available to us. We're stuck in a difficult situation, we don't know what to do, and we only see 1 or 2 options or 3 options or whatever about what we can do in our life, what decisions are available to us. Thank you. But and that's the way it was for the Jews at that time. they thought, they're under the oppression of the Romans, and they think their only option is to either just deal with it and just keep tolerating their lack of dignity and the mistreatment. And then, of course, some people feel like, hey, we should fight back. We should, get our weapons and attack them and win back our land and our dignity and so on and so forth. What Jesus was saying is that actually there's a third option, in that you can win back some of your dignity, and it may not be everything, but you can also do it in a way that isn't damaging to the other side, I guess you could say. And what I love about that perspective is that it goes right back to the idea of having your cake and eating it too. Because the point of that is that, well, you can either have your cake or you can't have it. I can either live like this or I have to give up something. And then you're stuck in a situation that you're not really happy with. You end up kind of giving up something to have something else that you want. But you didn't want to have to give that up in the first place. On the other, so this kind of, sometimes you can't have your cake and eat it. And I was reflecting on this point a lot, and a lot of things started coming to me. I had an experience a couple weeks ago where I was filling out some forms, and the guy I was working with, he said he needed to know how much I weighed. So I took out my driver's license, and height obviously stayed the same. But I got my driver's license when we first moved here 2.5 years ago. And on the driver's license, it said weight, 145. And I looked at that and I was like, wait a second, I don't weigh 145 anymore. But in my mind, I was thinking to myself, I haven't really gained much weight since I moved here. But in reality, I looked at it doesn't lie. You got that driver's license card there, it says 145, I weigh 160, I gained 15 pounds. And it occurred to me that my long-standing belief that just by eating healthy, I could get away with not exercising was shattered in an instant. It was a very awakening moment for me. And for the longest time, I thought, well, if I just eat healthy, exercising is not that important. And I know that for some people, they don't gain weight no matter what they do. But I reflected back on the past 6 months, and I recognized that I'm either sitting in the car, sitting on my computer, sitting talking to somebody, or walking back and forth for the church or the store or something like that. I'm not basically doing any physical activity, and my body's basically telling me, you know what, you don't really need we don't need to use this stuff. We can just store it for later. And I realized, sometimes maybe you just can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't expect to maintain a fit body and not get any physical activity. But I realized that in all the situations that I could think of where I couldn't have my cake and eat it too, it always came back to some kind of a situation where I wasn't really controlling, I wasn't really in control, or I wasn't really taking responsibility for my life, or maybe I was living in a way that wasn't really so healthy, either physically or spiritually. And there are many situations, and I started thinking about them, where you can't have your cake and you can't and eat it too. I mean, for example, you can't mistreat your children or your spouse and expect to have a healthy relationship with them down the road. You can't not study for a test and expect a good grade unless you just get really lucky. You can't expect to have a close, deep relationship with people if we don't open our lives, if we don't open our private lives to people. And I realized that those are situations where we might have to give up something that is not healthy in order to have that thing that we actually really want. But we can't have both sometimes in these kind of situations. It just doesn't work. Sometimes people tell me, "Oh, you're so lucky. You have so much flexibility because of your job. You know, your job. I don't have set hours, right? I don't have a clock in time or a clock out time. I don't have to, fulfill a certain number of hours every week to get paid, right? And so sometimes people say, "Oh, you're so lucky you have that flexibility." But actually, in reality, it's kind of the opposite way around. Because when we first started thinking about what we wanted to do, my wife and I, we looked first at what do we want in life? What do we want to accomplish? What do we want to be our legacy? What kind of lifestyle do we want to have? And so one of the things that was top on that list is flexibility. We wanted to have the flexibility to make our own schedule, spend time with our kids when we felt it was necessary, and if we needed to work from midnight to 4 a.m., then that's what we would do. And then based on knowing what we wanted, then we looked for jobs or opportunities that fit that model of the kind of life that we wanted to live. And so it's not so much that because we're pastors we have flexible lifestyle, but because we wanted a flexible lifestyle that we're pastors. Of course, there's other reasons too, but right, that was an aspect of it. And there are so many questions that I feel like we need to always be asking ourselves in terms of these kind of things. Because at the end of the day, it's not so much what kind of life do we have because of the things that we have to do. It's more like what were the things that we wanted out of life that we pushed everything else out of the way so that we could get those things. What kind of family do we want to create? What kind of children do I want? What kind of people do I want my children to become? What kind of legacy or, contribution do I want to leave to the world? And what do I want to be remembered for? I think these are the questions that maybe are not easy to think about, but at the end of the day, we always think about them because we all, going through the day-to-day things of life, we all have to do them. But at the end of the day, we always kind of get back to a point where we ask ourselves, how did this get me closer to the things that I want in my life? And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't actually help us. When we look at our founder's life, we see that Reverend Moon lived a life like this. He had a dream of the things that he felt like he needed to accomplish in his life for God. Liberate God's heart, bring peace to the world. These kind of things you can read about in his autobiography. And even to the last moment, he was always feeling like, I haven't done what I set out to do. I mean, in the sense that he didn't really feel like he accomplished enough, even though I think that he accomplished a lot. But because he knew what he wanted, even though there was many obstacles in the way, many difficulties, many setbacks, so many, but he could, with that mind and the heart to accomplish those things, because he loved God so much, he could keep going. And I think that one of the things that I love about the Divine Principle, our main teaching, is that it teaches us about God. It teaches us about who God is really and what God's experience has been through history. And we know that, in a sense, God is also this way too. God is the, I'm going to have my cake and eat it too kind of person. Does that make sense? That's the way I see it. So we learned that the reason why God doesn't interfere in our lives, in our choices, in and in the choices all the way back to the beginning and the fall and everything like that, is because God couldn't give up on this ideal that he had for us, that we were going to be his, like him, that we could grow in maturity and be co-creators and become mature individuals in all the different ways that are important, and become like mini gods ourselves, with the maturity and the love, the unconditional love that comes with that. And also that we had to have the freedom to make our own decisions. We had to have the freedom to make our own mistakes and to deal with those mistakes and to grow up and to live our lives the way we decide to. God could never take that away from us, because that's the way he created us to be. And I love that perspective, because it shows that actually God gave up a lot by allowing us to have our freedom like that. But he never could give up the dream, which was that to have this beautiful ideal world of happy and peaceful families. And so it meant that he had to take the long route, because we had to make the decisions ourselves. But in the end, trusting us that over time, we'll get there. And so I feel that when you look at it this way, our struggle is really God's struggle, in a sense. We try to live our lives like this also, believing in the things that we can accomplish in our life and having dreams and seeing things that we are really passionate about, but always fighting the urge to become discouraged, to see the difficulties and roadblocks that are in the way and give up or settle for something less, or feel like, well, I can't have both, so I'll just choose one. But I really think that the thing that kept God going and the thing that's kept our founders, our true parents going, was the vision of what could be accomplished, the goal, the dream, the idea to be able to create the ideal world, the kingdom of heaven, liberate God's heart, all these things. And so we ourselves may not necessarily have that same dream, but we should all look deep within ourselves to find out what I am passionate about, what I want to see happen because I lived my life a certain way, because I overcame the obstacles. And in order to get to whatever that passion is, maybe you have a passion for children. Maybe you have a passion for poverty, for dealing with children who are in poverty or people who are in poverty. Maybe you have a passion for dealing with politics. Some people are really passionate about that. Or in our case, we're really passionate about our church community. Our dream would be to use our community to revive our community all around the world. I would be really proud in front of God to be able to say that I could have a hand in doing something like that. And of course, along the way, how many obstacles will there be? How many moments of discouragement will there be? But if we keep a sight of that, whatever it is that is meaningful to you, then we can go over those things. And also, we also resonate with the heart of God and the heart of our founders to be able to strive for something that maybe not other people believe in, but we believe in it. And we're willing to go beyond the discouraging moments and the difficulties to try to achieve those things. And we become resonate in heart with our Heavenly Parent, with God. And then I think that we can feel like we are walking step in step, side by side with God, who is trying to do the same thing in this world. And we are trying to help him. So even though there are certain things that we can't have our cake and we can't eat it too, like I can't, and I have started exercising, me and David. Where is he? Yeah, we are exercise buddies. And it feels really good. It feels really good. Because I've been thinking about doing this for years, actually. But it feels really good just to start and to be doing something in line with our ideals. Right, David? That's right. Yeah. There's certain things you can't have your cake and eat it too, but in our life, and in the things that we're striving for, in the things that are important to us and the things that are important to God, we need to have our cake and we need to eat it too. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pastor Mike. Yeah, God and our founders, Reverend and Moon and Mrs. Moon, have made so many sacrifices for us to have that ability to have our cake and eat it too. So, really grateful for that. Now we'll have our reflection time to reflect over the service. The ushers will bring forward the offering and the tithe. If you haven't given your offering, you can do so at this time as they come forward. Thank you.
Our dear Heavenly Parent, we're so grateful to be gathering this morning. We are all your children. And talking about cake, we don't really celebrate each other enough. We don't celebrate even our own selves enough. Father, we want to be aware and awake every day, like our true Father says, to feel your love in every cell of our bodies. Father, so that everything we do is a celebration. Father, we offer you all this money that people have worked hard to make, but we're joyful in our offering because you have given us life. Whatever we can give back is not a lot. Father, we pray that your kingdom can be built person by person, couple by couple, family by family, and that we never lose sight of the goal. The goal is to have the entire world live as one family with you in the middle, enjoying your children, your grandchildren, going from one to the other and having a lot of fun just living with us. Father, we want to restore this world that was lost, and we don't want to lose sight of this. So please receive our offering today. Please receive our sincere hearts. And we thank you for every person here and every person everywhere. Father, we offer you all these in the name of all our blessed families and guests and friends here gathered in our names. Adieu.
Now for our announcements. So Pastor Mike will be holding a financial transparency Q&A at noon today. Financial transparency is very important, and if you have any questions or concern about the finances, this is the opportunity to get those answered.
Where will that be?
Right here.
In the chapel.
In the chapel, yes. Thank you. You'll notice in your emails that there are two new options. The first is that there will be a link to volunteer or sign up to volunteer at your convenience. And the other link is for shopping on Amazon. If you click this link, then you can buy something on Amazon.com. The church will receive a percentage of that purchase. All proceeds will go to support Sunday school and other youth activities. Please remember to click on that link when you decide to shop through Amazon. We are looking for help in many different areas right now, some of which are listed. Please consider where you might be able to volunteer your time. We are in need for someone to run our video camera during service. Please see Pastor Mike if you would like to do that. I'd like to invite Alice Fleischer for this announcement.
Hi, brothers and sisters. You're hearing this a lot because I wanted to have a long lead time before we actually launched this program. This is quite a significant initiative, and it's something which I was inspired to start. Last week, my husband gave sort of a context that in the Jewish faith, after the temple was destroyed, then Judaism became challenged because they had to develop the basis or the understanding or the conception of what it meant to be a Jew when the temple was no longer there, after it was destroyed. And so what was developed was the scripture, their Torah, and also a body of works called the Talmud, which represents what it means to live as a Jew, what it means to act and practice as a Jew. So taking that kind of concept and understanding that our true parents stand as a temple for us, and now True Father is in spirit world, and though we have tremendous amount of material, it's still finite. It's not going to be added to. So now comes the time for us to try to understand from those words what it means to live, and in this case, as a blessed couple, as a blessed family. So this initiative is to develop, it's a research providence where we're asking only those who are interested to take time when you're reading your Hundake, and we'll parcel out what part you should take, because we have to divide and conquer in this one. This is a lot of material. Things that relate, words from our true parents that relate to the blessing and blessed life and how to apply it. So it's a project which we're going to kick off this project on the 30th. I've already identified 10 or 11 people who are going to be part of this initiative. Anyone else who feels called to join us, please come to this meeting on the 30th or speak to me after the service. I'll give you all the details, because I have a master's in sociology. I've done research, so we're going to this is going to be done with a lot of research integrity. So we will end up with a body of material that we can begin to develop a curriculum or try to discern what is the way of life for blessed couples from our True Father's guidance. So on the 30th, please come.
Thank you, Alice. All right. And here's the schedule for the upcoming 4-day and 7-day Divine Principle workshops in Las Vegas. Please let the pastors know if you are interested in attending. And next week, we have the Devoni family cooking and cleaning, and we need volunteers for ushers. So now we're going to just do a cake cutting for the 35th anniversary of all the blessed couples. While they're getting that set up, I just wanted to thank everyone for allowing me to be MC. I really enjoyed the opportunity, and if you don't know, I'm quite the introvert, so it was great, a growing experience, so, but thank you.
So just for a little background for everybody, so we're celebrating the 35th anniversary of all of our couples who were married and blessed in 1982, and we have quite a few of them here, and so we have a really nice big cake. Looks like there's enough cake for everybody, and so Shirley and Jim, you're going to run this part, right? Okay.
Did we want to sing a celebration? Happy anniversary to you? Okay, please. Oh, very good. Who wants to lead it? What is that?
Right. Yeah, you're doing good, man. You should be up there. Okay, so according to tradition, we sing happy 35th anniversary. Okay, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary to me. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, everybody. Happy anniversary to you and me and us. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, everybody. Happy anniversary to you. Make a wish and blow out the candles. Everybody make a wish. 1, 2, 3. To everyone who's part of this, happy anniversary. And to those of you who are celebrating with us, thank you.
So we're going to have our final song, so if you could all please rise and join us for our final song. Thank you.
All right, our last song today will be Take Me Through the Doorway.
In the kingdom of our hearts, where dreams like rivers flow, lives a man of many years. He's always there, you know. When the lights have all gone out and we are snug in bed, on a journey to the kingdom we are softly led. Take me through the doorway, lead me to the land where Father's love is flowing freely, children hand in hand. Take me through the doorway, lead me to the land where Father's love is flowing freely, children hand in hand. In the house where He abides, the table's set for all. There's a fire always burning, can't you hear it call? There's a path that you must find if you believe it's there. Follow it with all your heart, there's joy for all to share. Take me through the doorway, lead me to the land where Father's love is flowing freely, children hand in hand. Take me through the doorway, lead me to the land where Father's love is flowing freely, children hand in hand.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great week.
One.